In the depths of the Rigveda, the world's oldest surviving scripture, echoes the name of a powerful people, the Bharatas. Who were they? Warriors, worshippers, a forgotten people, or the very foundation of a civilization? Let's uncover their story through fire, war, rivers, and hymns, written across time in the sacred verses of the Rigveda. The Bharatas are among the most frequently mentioned clans in the Rigveda. The Rigveda speaks of Bharata of old, a noble ancestor invoked with reverence. Sometimes the name Bharata means a king, other times it's an entire clan, the sons of Bharata. Their name is traced back to an early king, Bharata, who is celebrated as a model ruler, one whose legacy became so vast that the land itself came to be known as Bharatavarsha. Throughout the Rigveda, the phrase sons of Bharata is used to represent noble warriors and pious sacrifices. Whether as historical figures or mythic exemplars, the Bharatas are portrayed as righteous leaders and the upholders of Dharma. Their lineage includes sages, kings, and heroes, figures so central that honestly, the Vedic hymns often seem to orbit around their memory. From the dawn of ritual to the defense of culture, the Bharatas are always near the sacred flame. One of the most dramatic tales in the Rigveda, the Battle of the Ten Kings, places the Bharatas, led by King Sudas, at the center of history. In this conflict, King Sudas, a Bharata ruler, stood virtually alone against a coalition of 10 rival kings. It wasn't just a military battle. It was a clash of traditions, ideologies, and cosmic alignment. So while his enemies might have had the numbers, Sudas had the gods on his side, and of course the wisdom of his priest Vasiṣṭha. The Rigveda actually presents Sudas not just as a warrior king, but as a vessel of divine justice. His devotion to Indra, along with his proper ritual performance, are really what tipped the scales in his favor. When the dust of war finally settled, the Bharatas emerged not just victorious, but truly elevated, transformed into the guardians of a new Vedic order. This battle also marks a key point of tension between the priests Vasiṣṭha and Viśvāmitra, hinting at political and spiritual rifts within the Bharata world, a dramatic subtext that would, in time, influence epics and legends. What made the Bharatas so powerful wasn't only their valor, it was really their relationship with the gods. The Bharatas were not just conquerors, they were in a sense keepers of the sacred fire. The Bharatas had a deep association with the fire god Agni. Their rituals, especially the Soma offerings, were considered models of Vedic piety. This close bond with Agni also symbolized their place as spiritual leaders, lighting the way for others to follow the Vedic path. Agni was their household deity, their messenger to the heavens, and the divine witness to their sacrifices. Through him, they were connected directly to the gods, and through their rituals, they kept the universe in harmony. In the Vedic imagination, the Bharatas became the ideal, the people whose fire was always burning, whose chants were always rising, and whose kings ruled with cosmic approval. Where did the Bharatas live? Their story unfolds across the great rivers of North India. From the Vipas and Sutudri, also known as the Beas and Sutlej, to the Parusni or Ravi and the Yamuna, their movements and battles unfold across the river plains of northwestern India, the Sutlej, the Beas, the Ravi, and the Yamuna. These rivers weren't just geographical markers, they were gods, mothers, and battlegrounds. One of the most striking scenes in the hymns describes the Bharatas crossing two great rivers during a migration or campaign. The rivers themselves are asked to slow down, to pause their mighty currents, and let the Bharatas pass. This isn't just poetic. It tells us that the Bharatas were people in motion, expanding, migrating, taking territory, and performing rituals wherever they went. Their territory stretched across what we now call Punjab and Haryana. This land, watered by sacred rivers and warmed by sacrificial fire, became the spiritual heart of the Vedic age. The Bharatas were no mere footnote in history. They were the archetype of the Vedic people, righteous, victorious, and God-loving. The Bharatas left behind more than verses and victories. They left a legacy that would echo through millennia. They became the ancestral clan in the great epic Mahabharata, where dynasties descend from Bharata himself. But you know, long before epic poetry, their identity was already sacred, forged in the fires of Vedic ritual and legitimized through divine connection. The Rigveda treats the Bharatas as the ideal Vedic people. Their leaders were just, their priests wise, and their gods generous. And perhaps most significantly, their name became the name of a nation. The Bharatas, warriors of the Parasni, priests of the sacred flame, and children of divine favor. They lit the fires. They won the wars. They gave their name to a civilization. This is their story. This is the legacy of the Bharata.